Hey guys, I share coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. How you guys doing out there? I'm doing swell. Right now, IRL, I'm taking my first little mini vacation with the kiddo in a long time. I'll be back, I think, tomorrow at the time that this goes live. You didn't even realize I was gone, nor did you probably care. I actually took the little fella to Universal Studios, and hopefully we're having a blast right about now. Anyway, guys, I wanted to do a video where I cover, listen, I've maxed out every single epic in all of Raid Shadow Legends, right? Every single one. So I wanted to just share who made the biggest impact on my account. Another way to look at it is these are the biggest no-brainers, whether you're the biggest pay-to-win Kraken in the entire game, or whether you're 100% free to play, right? Either way, these are the first 13 champions, or the biggest 13 epics that I think are absolutely no-brainers that every single player should, without hesitation, max out 6-star, the whole 9, because they're going to be a stalwart of your account, not only in the early, the mid, but also the end game. Really love these champions. And instead of just doing it in a random order or, you know, going from the 13th all the way to number 1, I thought today we would kind of do best in class, right? And these are just my opinions. The truth is, there's probably about 100 amazing epic champions that you can make an argument fall in any of these categories. So without further ado, the categories will be, well, I'll just say them as we go. So ally attacker is going to be number 1. Listen, the best ally attacker, also, again, a top 13 epic champion, maybe top 10 epic champion in the game is going to be Fat Man. Fat Man has the best ally attack in all of Raid Shadow Legends amongst epics, and frankly, it's not really close. He has an everybody join in except this champion on a 4-turn cooldown. No other epic in the game has that. What's better is he has a burn in 2 poisons on his A2. Amongst epics, just getting a simple HP burn can be very difficult to find. He has that and poisons, which gives him great utility when his ally attack is on cooldown. So Fat Man is certainly my choice. I will throw in an honorable here and there. My second favorite ally attacker amongst epics is Dirty Diana, Gloom Piercer. Dirty Diana, oh. Next up on the list, guys, is going to be my favorite hybrid nuker, we're going to call it. Not just raw damage nukes. My favorite hybrid nuker, and that's going to be the no-brainer of all no-brainers. It's going to be Geomancer. Of course, Geomancer, man. I mean, listen, we all know about his HP burn, his weakened 3-turn duration on a 3-turn cooldown. Fantastic. He's got a remove all buffs from an enemy and then attacks them. I love the buff. Removal can come in handy in so many different situations. And then an AoE decreased accuracy on his A1 as well. But of course, all that damage being reflected back to the attacker, provided they're under that burn with basically 100% uptime, is absolutely incredible. He is the quintessential boss killer in Raid Shadow Legends. You can't leave home without your Geomancer. I feel for any of you guys who are still trying to get Geo on your account. I think he will make I know he'll make a massive difference when you do. All right, the best raw nuker in the game. Listen, this one is impossible because there's a million good nukers, but when it comes to the best of the best, in my opinion, it is still Seer, right? Seer has Karma Burn. You load up the buffs, and honestly, she can out-nuke, provided you have enough buffs on your team or the enemy team. She can really out-nuke almost any legendary in the game. Frankly, she can out-nuke almost every mythical in the game. So given that, I don't know how I could put anybody else above her. Of course, I will give an honorable to my personal favorite damage dealer out there in terms of other raw damage. It's going to be my guy. You guys all know, right? Durandil. He's my personal favorite. But I could go on and on and on. There's so many good nukers out there. I will throw a bone to who I think is the best enemy max HP nuker in Royal Guard as well. Great A3 and hamstring. But if I had to pick one, I'd be going with Seer. Best support champion out of all epics in the game, in my opinion, it is Demitha. Demitha is very, very good. Everybody knows about Demitha. It is kind of a bummer, all those books. Listen, even epic skill tomes can be hard to find in this game. It's crazy to me that a game that's 7 going on 8 years old still has no actual viable way to farm an essential part of upgrading a champion. Skill tomes. Anyway, I digress. A nice heal, increase the duration of all ally buffs and decrease the duration of all ally debuffs. It's a great combo to have on a 3-turn cooldown. With a heal, in addition to that, more continuous heals and block damage. Great for Iron Twins anywhere you need the block damage, of course, right? Or just great anywhere as a support champion on a 3-turn cooldown. That Channel the Bloodline really did change the game when she was introduced. The best healer might not be the best raw healer, but I think the best healer in the game for epics is Vogoth. I think that Vogoth is one of the top epic champions in the entire game still to this day. He has great overall utility. He is a triple hitter with a chance of increasing a random debuff on the target on his A1. Off to a good start. He has an AoE provoke, also a decrease attack, great against waves, 3-turn cooldown, fantastic A2. His first passive is a heal whenever he's attacked. It's a great heal, right? Just keep in mind the place that you put, the place in the rotation where you put Vogoth on your team, that's going to dictate when the heal goes off, right? So if Vogoth is early in your lineup, let's just pretend you have him as your lead with his accuracy aura, the heal's going to happen immediately upon him being hit. If you want your allies to be hit first, that way he can heal all the damage that they just took, you put him late in the rotation, because even though on AoEs, especially for new players out there, it looks like everybody on your team's getting hit at the same time, they actually go in order based on the champion position on your screen. I have a whole video about that that'll link in the description below for you guys. And then, when attacked, he places a leech on the attacker for 2 turns. If they're under provoke, placed by this champion, he has a 100% chance when booked of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns, occurs once per attack. Ladies and gentlemen, man, you read Vogoth's kit. Sorry to spend so long on Vogoth, but can you tell I love this dude? I really think that he is an absolute just god of an epic champion. 2 passives alone is something that usually is reserved for legendary champions, right? Well, the best revive in the game, raw revive, I gotta give a shout out to Ursula. But however, I personally, as a card-carrying president of the Tagore fan club, I personally would prefer Tagore even over Ursula. Granted, his revive is weaker, but Reviver, the champion total, in totality, I think he's better even than Godseeker and Neri. They're all incredible, by the way, but I am biased. I love Tagore since the day he was released. Big version increased defense on the ally who needs it the most. He's bringing an increased speed. He's bringing a big boy heal because it's dictated on his max HP. His base attack, I mentioned this before, but his base attack is actually weirdly high for a Reviver. So if you wanted to, you could build him for a little bit of extra damage too. Of course, that's not the ideal build, but you can. Anyway, he's got the revive and the shield. You can use that revive without, just for the shield if you want to. And then aid the feeble, damage mitigation. Again, you put it all together, you're getting so much. Great heals, great support, great revive, good revive, increased defense, and then the damage mitigation. Just so much packed into one champion. That's what I personally value. That's what I look for in this game. A champion that can fill 2 or maybe even 3 roles all in one body, in one slot on my team. Hell to the yeah, that's Tagore. All right, most unique champion. It's going to be a tie here because there's 2 champions and they both happen to be Sacred Order. I'm sure you could probably pick out a few others, by the way. And it's Cardinal, straight up, an OG champion, one of the originals in the game, is the only reviver in the game, including mythicals, including legendaries, including freaking commons, uncommons, and rares. The only reviver in the game that boosts turn meter to max. What does that mean? That means they're guaranteed to go next regardless of the situation. Even champions like a Sifi or whomever who go with 100% turn meter on the revive, or like a Raglan, right? It doesn't guarantee they're going to go next. There might be enemies already waiting with 100% turn meter, actually goes above 100% turn meter. We can't see that. It's under the hood, but that will dictate who goes next, right? They're almost added to the queue of champions that are waiting at 100% turn meter. Not with Cardinal. Everybody's boost to max, meaning they're guaranteed to go next. You can pull off some crazy combos with Cardinal. I still think she's the most viable, maybe alongside Fenax, in terms of arena epics in the entire game. Inquisitor, right next door, is my other choice. Nobody, again, I'll repeat the same spiel. No epics, no other epics, no legendaries, no mythicals can deal with fear, true fear, like Inquisitor Shamil can. So whether you're going against the Queen of Hearts event dungeon or simply the Head of Torment and Hydra clan boss, he is the most effective remover of fear in true fear. He also is boosting the team's leader by 15% every single time. It's absolutely insane. He also has a potential of ignoring 100% of target's defense. Absolutely insane champion, right? Listen, he's not the best nuker, he's not the best damage dealer, but he is the best at one very unique thing. It's absolutely dauntless. Okay, next up, the best control hybrid. I'm making up these categories, ladies and gentlemen. The control champions, okay? I think I had to include Cryodin the Blue. Cryodin the Blue is so unbelievably good. I mean, he really power crept to epics in a big way. I think they ought to add more epics like Cryodin the Blue to the game because he is just so nasty and so useful. He's got the triple hitter with freeze on every hit, a 35% chance when booked on his A1. He's got a double hitter with a 65% chance freeze on his A2, again, on each hit. And that's pretty likely that you're going to land that freeze on everybody on a very, very tight, short cooldown. And then the coolest thing is, he adds a Blessing of the Blue. This is a 3-turn cooldown with an increased speed and a turn meter boost on all allies. This is such a great kit, really. The turn meter boost with the increased speed and all of that control just allows him to be a controller and providing some essential buffs and turn meter momentum to your team as well, right? He also has turn meter fill for each freeze placed by this champion. He also is coincidentally the best Fire Knight hard champion, I think, in the game amongst epics, right? Got a little newt action going on with that A1, little mini version, right? All right, the other controllers that I have on the list is going to be an oldie but a goodie. It's Allure, right? Listen, Allure isn't quite as universal as she once was back in the day. Things like Fire Knight Hard and turn meter caps and immune to turn meter now do exist in the game, but she still has the best A1 in all of Raid Shadow Legends in terms of turn meter control. 3 times decrease the target's turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. 75% turn meter reduction. You can run 2 allures, and sometimes the enemy just never even gets a damn turn. Sometimes all you need is 1 allure. You don't even need to worry about her A2 or A3. You can literally just put her in a Relentless, Perch Shadow Relic if you have one, and just let her hammer away with a Psychic Whip, and she does a great job. Look at her. Ladies and gentlemen, Allure, still on the controller list all these years later. My last control champion is going to be Skaramis. I have such a fancy for this champion. I love the kit. To me, he's the best provoker out of every epic in the game. He's placing his provoke on a 3-turn cooldown with a counterattack, which can lead him into stuns and stealing turn meter. And then he has an effortless superiority, which can deal some decent damage as an HP-based champion, mitigate damage coming your way with a decreased attack on an AoE, and then fills his champion's turn meter by 10% for each buff that has its duration decreased. Well, yeah, by the way, he's decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn. That buff removal and turn meter synergy fill allows him to get back to the provoke even faster, thus more counterattacks, thus more continuous heals on himself. Oh, it's a magical thing. I absolutely love Skaramis. Debuffer hybrid. Well, of course, it's Ugo. Who else would it be? Ugo is in a league of her own. AoE, decreased defense, block buffs. Block buffs are just one of the nastiest and most underrated debuffs in all of Raid Shadow Legends, right? Isn't it? I mean, you don't have to worry about buffs. In newsflash, they're adding more buffs all the time and they're stronger than ever. Even if you have, protected buffs, it doesn't matter if you have block buffs first, right? She also brings the decreased defense, obviously amazing in areas like Hydra, but then she's a hybrid because she brings a very big heal, 20% of her max HP, which you can scale very easily, as well as the remove a random debuff from all allies, so a little mini cleanse there as well. Of course, you do have the, once in a blue moon, the solar eclipse of my Ugo. Once upon a time, I was falling in love, now I'm only falling apart. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. Okay, anyway, guys, that's Ugo, my girl, all right? Okay, now it goes down to the hardest category of the entire video, guys. The debuffer, right? I'm talking about, the decreased defense, the weakened type champions. Now, I know that 99.9% of you guys would say Deacon Armstrong, and frankly, you probably wouldn't be wrong. He's insane. He's amazing. The extra turn, the turn meter. But I am just going to come out and say it. I'm going to come out and say it. If I had to choose between the two to start a new account, I'd actually go with Stag Knight. I'm team Stag Knight, baby. Maybe I just want to be a contrarian when everybody else zigs, I zag. But something about Stag Knight. There's something about Stag Knight. It should be a movie. I love his base stats. He's super fast. He doesn't have the aura that Deke does. Speed in all battles, 19%. But he does have a lot of speed, and he's very tanky. I love that about Staggy. I love that he brings that decreased speed on his A1. Listen, I never leave home without decreased speed. I love it. He doesn't have the leech that Deke has, but he has that decreased speed. Each hit has a 50% chance to land it, so you're going to land it more often than not. And then he has just a super simple kit. AoE decreased defense and a decreased attack. It is 95%, so you need to pick up Sniper, but no big deal there, right? You're going to pick it up anyway, right alongside Master Hexer. And then, of course, he has the increased accuracy on an ally each time they have a debuff resisted by an enemy. Honestly, that's a handy-dandy little passive to have that helps the whole team out as well. There's just something weird about Stag Knight that I've always preferred him. I don't think I've ever came out and confessed it. I feel like I'm in a confessional right now. But I just really love Stag Knight, man. I don't know what it is. He can deal out some, like, sneaky damage, too. It doesn't seem like it should be. He scales off of attack, and he's got a 859 base attack. But there's just something weird that Stag Knight's always been my favorite. And aesthetically, he looks amazing as well, right? There it is, guys. Those are my personal favorite 13 or so epic champions in the game. These are the best of the best, in my opinion. Now, that being said, I could literally sit here all day and give snubs all day. I love Venom Mage. I love Dark Kale. I love Man Eater. I mean, I could just keep going on and on and on, but I thought it'd be fun to give myself some restrictions and try to pick a best in class in each category and just end the video there. So with that being said,